So many of us are looking for that extra edge, right? More energy that lasts, sharper focus, maybe just actually sleeping well. We try routines, we experiment, but still somehow that mid-morning slump hits or we just feel drained. So today on the deep dive, we're really getting into a fascinating 10-step routine. It promises to, well, fundamentally shift things by working with your body's own rhythms, cellular, metabolic, the whole deal, our mission. To understand how these steps, and some are surprisingly simple, can genuinely transform your energy, focus, and rest. It's not just a what to do list. The source material we're diving into really explains the why behind each one. What if, small mindful actions every day could unlock a completely new level of well being?
It's a great question. And what's really fascinating here is how these simple, repeatable actions, uh, when you do them with intention, with understanding, they create powerful habits. And these impact everything, your physical health, sure, but also mental and emotional health. It's like building your health from the ground up, day by consciously tuning into your body's natural clock.
That's a brilliant way to put it, tuning in. Okay, so to really get this, let's walk through a typical day, starting right from when you wake up. Those first moments seem crucial. These first 5 steps for the morning are all about activating the body, clearing out fatigue, and giving you a real energy boost. So let's start literally right there in bed. Step one suggests moving before you even get out of bed, like before your feet hit the floor. Just stretch, move around gently, maybe curl into a ball, respond to what your body wants. It sounds simple, maybe even obvious, but what's actually happening? What are we waking up here?
Right. It's more than just getting the blood flowing, though it does that too. It's fundamentally about signaling your nervous system, telling it, okay, we're starting the day proactively.
Yeah.
Specifically, you're boosting circulation to your muscles, getting more oxygen and nutrients in, and helping clear out, metabolic waste from the night. For your joints, shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, it gets that articular fluid moving. That's key for lubrication, for posture, for walking later. And your spine gets a chance to decompress a bit, helps realign your back. It's like a gentle internal memo. Morning body, time to activate.
Okay, so a gentle internal memo first. Then you actually swing your legs over the side, you get up. What's next? Is it coffee time yet?
Not quite. The source actually suggests spending at least 5 minutes right after getting
Uh,
up on more gentle movement. Could be light stretches, maybe some core work like light abs, a few pull-ups if you have a bar, or just a few minutes on a stationary bike or elliptical. And this step is fascinating because it targets something specific, metabolizing residual adenosine.
Adenosine. Okay, sounds a bit technical, but clearly important. What is that, and why is the residual part the kicker?
Yeah, so adenosine is a natural byproduct of your cells doing their work all day. Think of it like cellular exhaust or ashes. It builds up, and that buildup is what makes you feel tired, sleepy. Caffeine, right?
Yeah.
Its stimulating effect comes because caffeine molecules fit into the same receptors as adenosine. They block it, basically stopping the sleep signal.
Ah, okay.
Now, sleep clears out most of this adenosine, but sometimes a little bit lingers into the morning. That's the residual stuff. These gentle movements right after waking. They act like a metabolic sweep. They help your body process and get rid of that leftover adenosine.
So if that leftover adenosine is what causes that energy crash later, these movements are like cleaning the slate metabolically, helping you stay sharp all morning,
Mm.
preventing that 10 a.m. feeling where your brain just wants to hit snooze even after coffee.
Precisely. You're getting ahead of it rather than trying to fight it later. It really highlights how these seemingly small morning actions can directly impact your energy levels for hours. It's foundational for avoiding those fatigue spikes.
Okay, interesting. Moving from movement to light. Step three, greet the sun. Sounds nice, but it's practical. Get some early morning light exposure, walk outside, stand on a balcony, even just look out a window. What's the internal effect here?
It's pretty direct, actually. Morning light signals your body to cut the production of melatonin. Melatonin is the hormone driving your sleep-wake cycle. So less melatonin means time to activate. And if you can't get natural light, maybe it's dark out or your schedule's off, use intense, bright, cold overhead lights. Think bathroom, kitchen, office lights. These mimic morning light, telling your body the sun's up, cutting melatonin. They also hit specific photoreceptors in the lower part of your retina, reinforcing that wake-up signal to the brain.
And the result is feeling significantly more energetic right from the get-go. Simple, but effective. Now, step four often gets a reaction. The cold shower. Either ending a warm shower with cold or just going full cold. Okay, this sounds daunting for a lot of people, maybe more shock than boost. How do you actually make this work without feeling like you're torturing yourself? And how fast do the benefits kick in?
That's a fair point. It's definitely not comfortable at first. But the key is gradual adaptation. You don't have to dive into an ice bath on day one. Start small, 15, maybe 30 seconds of cold at the end of your regular shower. Slowly increase the time, maybe make it a bit colder over days or weeks. It's what's called a hormetic stimulus, basically a mild stressor that makes you stronger. The insight here is that discomfort, when it's intentional and controlled, isn't just something to endure. It's actually a path to greater resilience, even a sense of self-mastery.
That's a much better way to think about it than just freezing. So, okay, beyond the mental toughness aspect, what are the concrete physical payoffs?
Well, there's the immediate alertness, for sure. But beyond that, it stimulates metabolism, helps activate fat burning. It promotes autophagy, that's your body's internal cleanup crew, recycling old cells. Plus, it's good for cardiovascular health and can even strengthen your immune system. And like you said, the mental side is huge. Focus, creativity, that feeling of, I did the hard thing, which is powerful. People often notice the mental clarity and energy boost within, say, a few days to a week if they're consistent.
Okay, a big potential win then. Right, the final morning step, number 5. Delay breakfast. First action here is just drink water. Simple. The source notes warm water is especially good, kind of a natural activator for hormones, particularly if you have low energy or thyroid issues. Why water before food? And what else can you have in this delayed breakfast window?
It's about keeping your body in an optimal metabolic state that started overnight. Hydration first rehydrates you and gets the system going gently. They can also have infusions like herbal teas, but the source is quite specific. No sugar, no artificial sweeteners, no milk, not even plant-based milks. What's really interesting is the idea of a ketogenic tea or coffee. So black tea or black coffee again, no milk or sweeteners, but with pure fats added. Things like coconut oil, MET oil, maybe butter or cream. And the source stresses using organic fats here because toxins can accumulate in animal fats from industrial farming.
Right, so this gives you energy from fat, but keeps you in that fat-burning autophagy state from the overnight fast, optimizing metabolism, focus, creativity, all before your real breakfast later in the morning when you're actually hungry.
Ah.
That sounds like a smart way to work with your body's natural energy systems. All right, so that's the morning covered. Activating, fueling, setting the stage. Now, let's flip to the other end of the day. How do we intentionally wind down? Prepare for that deep, restorative rest we all need. Release the day's tension.
It's really important to connect this back to the morning. Remember the morning light exposure. That actually starts a kind of countdown timer in your body for when it naturally wants to wind down later. It's why waking up early often leads to feeling naturally tired earlier in the evening. Ideally, the goal is to be in bed around 10 p.m., aiming to be properly asleep by 11 p.m. That window, roughly 11 p.m. to 1 a.m., seems to be the peak time for deep, restorative sleep, crucial for tissue repair, cell regeneration, your body's prime time for maintenance.
That really reframes the whole early to bed idea. It's not just about hours, but hitting that optimal window. Okay, so what's the first step in this evening wind down routine?
Step 1 for the evening is the opposite of the morning shock, a warm bath or shower. The warmth naturally helps relax muscles, lower tension, and just generally prepares your body for sleep. You can boost the effect with lavender-scented soaps, bath salts, or even just a bit of lavender essential oil in the bedroom or on your pillow. Natural lavender has a known mild sedative effect. It's genuinely helpful for settling down, good for insomnia, even for restless kids. A gentle signal to unwind.
A warm soak sounds lovely. After that relaxation, what's next? This time it's not about activation, but release, right?
Exactly. Step 2 is about 15 to 20 minutes of conscious, relaxed stretching. Key word is relaxed. This isn't a workout. No competition, no pushing into pain, just calm, gentle movement. This helps realign your body after the day, release stored physical tension, and importantly, it helps metabolize more adenosine. So less cleanup work for your body to do overnight. You wake up with lower adenosine levels, feeling more repaired. It really raises the question, doesn't it? How often do we actually give our bodies a chance to consciously let go of the day's stress, physically and biochemically?
That's a really good point. It's easy to just flop onto the couch, but that doesn't necessarily release anything. What's the biggest hurdle people face with evening stretching? Is it just finding the time or motivation? And how do they overcome that?
Often it's the perception, like you said, that stretching is this big athletic thing or it takes too long.
Yeah.
But think of it as active meditation. The source specifically mentions focusing on your breath during the stretches. Inhale as you gently lengthen. Exhale as you maybe deepen slightly. It becomes meditative, stress-reducing, no need for pretzel poses. And here's a great tip from the source. If it's been a really stressful day, put on some music you love and just dance around privately for a few minutes. Seriously. It helps burn off stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol through muscle action. You often end up feeling better, even more energized in a relaxed way. A really effective mood shifter.
I love that. Dancing off the stress. Okay, from movement to environment again. Step 3. Change your house lights. Swap out those bright, high, cool-toned lights for low, dim, warm lights. Yellows, oranges, reds. Watching a sunset works too if you can. What's the science behind dimming and warming the lights?
It's mimicking dusk and evening light. These warm, dim lights signal to your brain, okay, nighttime is here, time to prepare for sleep. This triggers melatonin production, which, as we know, is essential for getting that deep, restorative sleep. On the flip side, those bright, intense blue spectrum lights, especially from screens like TVs, computers, tablets, phones, do the exact opposite. They shout daytime to your brain, suppressing melatonin, making it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep properly, even if it's late at night.
Right, the dreaded blue light. So if you have to use screens late, the source says use night mode filters. They make the screen yellowish by cutting blue light. Or wear those blue blocking glasses, the ones with yellow, orange, or red lenses. Simple environmental tweaks for better sleep signals. Okay, what about food? Step 4 is mindful dinner. How does this fit?
This is really about giving your digestive system a break before sleep. The advice is to eat dinner at least 2 hours before you plan to go to bed. Keep the meal relatively light. And interestingly, only cooked foods. No raw salads at night, apparently, as raw stuff can be harder to digest and keep your system active when it should be winding down. Ideally, dinner should have some easily digestible protein fish, eggs, maybe mushrooms, healthy carbs from cooked veggies, think soups, purees, steamed or baked vegetables. And healthy fats are important here too, especially omega-3s, maybe from organic eggs or oily fish, seem to support deeper sleep. And of course, the how matters too. Eat calmly, chew well. If you did have a heavier meal, a short, gentle walk afterwards can help.
Makes sense. Setting up for digestive rest. And finally, the very last step, number 5. Once you're actually in bed, breathe and give thanks. Just a few minutes focusing on your breath, feeling your lungs fill, abdomen rise and fall. Followed by gratitude, thinking of 3 specific good things from the day. This feels like a really gentle, positive end. What's the impact?
It's profound, actually. It's not just psychological fluff. Focusing on calm breathing naturally settles the nervous system. And the gratitude practice. It actively stimulates the production of serotonin, the neurotransmitter associated with calm and well-being, and also oxytocin, sometimes called the love or connection hormone. Both of these are incredibly important for deep, peaceful, restorative rest. So yeah, those last few waking moments can act as a powerful emotional reset, cultivating calm right up until you drift off. More powerful than we might think.
Wow, okay. When you lay it all out like that, these 10 steps, 5 morning, 5 evening, they really do seem like a powerful way to sync up with your body's natural rhythms. We've unpacked a really transformative set of potential habits today, showing how simple daily actions can lead to pretty significant shifts in energy, focus, sleep, building health from the ground up.
Absolutely. And if you connect it to the bigger picture, it's more than just a checklist, isn't it? It's really an invitation to listen to your own body, to work with its inherent wisdom. It's about cultivating not just physical health, but mental strength, better focus, and that real sense of, being in control of your well-being.
Proactive health.
So here's something to think about. In a world that's constantly pulling us in a million directions, constantly demanding our energy, how intentionally aligning your daily actions, even these simple ones, with your own biology? How might that not just boost your health, but maybe deepen your connection to your own sense of inner peace, your natural resilience?